Last time on Brian the Blue Game Reviews.
Hey, brother, yeah. You want a little excitement? Come to the nearest alley. I know you're the type of man that likes to play those Nintendo tapes, and I've got something that's gonna make you run wild.
Hogan's Alley for the Nintendo Entertainment System.
Brian the Blue, we found you guilty of reviewer neglect, and you are gonna have to pay the price.
And now, the conclusion. Donkey Kong Jr. Donkey Kong Jr.
Go on, monkey boy.
Donkey Kong Jr. Math for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Do I really have to do this?
If you want to continue your livelihood, you're gonna have to get out of the danger zone, yeah.
Okay, so if you ever played an NES black box game, you probably noticed these little series symbols on the bottom left corner. Those insignia are there to represent the series a game falls in line with according to Nintendo. There were several series that a black box game could fall under, from action, sports, arcade, light gun, programmable, and Rob. But here's the real question, do you recognize this insignia? This was the Education series symbol, and I won't be surprised if you don't know it offhand. That's because it was only used with one game. Donkey Kong Jr. Math. This game was released in June of 1986 to a critically panned reception across the board, which makes sense in my mind. Nobody wants to be taught anything when playing video games, and in all honesty, would you want to be taught how to do math from this stubborn monkey? My money says nope. But seeing I'm in the situation I'm in now, I don't have much of a choice. So to appease the NVGRA, it's time to go back to grade school on my NES and take a better look at Donkey Kong Jr. Math.
That's just about enough of that. Now get on the couch, boy.
Well, I never thought we'd actually come to this day, but the title screen is right in front of me. Why choose Donkey Kong Jr. for a math game?
'Cause if it's not Donkey Kong, it's crap. Now practice up on your calculations.
Let's see if Calculate A will appease the powers that be. What the hell am I looking at? I have so many questions right now, and we'll try to answer them as we go along. But the basic gist here is we control DK Jr. and have to put an equation together that'll give us the answer being held up by Papa Kong. Man, how the mighty have fallen. The gameplay is similar to the first level of Donkey Kong Jr., just without all the stuff that makes it fun. Instead of avoiding snap jaws and possible sparks, you gotta climb to numbers and combine them with the math sign of your choosing on the bottom, and you'll hopefully be one step closer to matching the solution. When you grab a number in a slot, that slot will be empty for a few seconds and be replaced by another number. If you go over the numbered solution, that's okay, as you can continue to find your way to it, just instead of adding or multiplying, try subtracting and dividing, and then hopefully, you'll get there. Wait, what? The hell is that all about?
Well, that there is Donkey Kong Jr. 2. More than likely the runt of the DK family.
What does that even mean? Is this a two-player game?
As God is my witness, this boy's got some brains on him, yeah. You see here, Dumbbell, this here is one of them two-player automatic type games. The first one to reach 5 wins is the Big Apple or something or another.
How in the world did you do that?
Well, it pays to have resources right where you can find them.
Can't say I'm not impressed, but this game is still what it is. Is Calculate B any better? Far from it. This time around, ginormous and negative numbers are added to the fray, plus you'll be given a number to start off from. Oh, and I also found out you can die by falling into the water pits. There aren't any lives, so that's probably more of a 5-second penalty if you slip, but you'd have to be a real
fucking imbecile to slip off the chains.
So yeah, a little more to it here, but still not enjoyable, and it's 2-player again.
You wouldn't want to, show me your skills, seeing as I am 4 wins ahead.
If it's an ass kicking you want, it's an ass kicking you shall receive. Chopped you down like an old cherry tree. Must be some rotten apples in that family.
We're not rotten. I'm Red Delicious.
So, if you want a little more excitement, try the sign exercises.
Okay, the last thing in this game is the sign exercises, and when you thought it couldn't get any worse, they throw all this shit at you. You're given a whole new selection screen and have to choose the type of equations by digit and sign you would like to solve. From there, you'll be given 10 random problems to solve with that selection in mind. The gameplay is still the same, but now we have the assets of the final stage of the OG game that I'd very much rather be playing right about now. Here you gotta climb the chain when you're ready to select the digit above you'll want to input. When the desired number is selected, you can move to the next chain and go to the next digit. If you do make a mistake that you notice, you won't be able to go back as your answer is locked in, but pressing B will reset the problem and you'll have to start all over again. Solve the problem and you'll move on to the next with a nitpicker dropping an egg to show your progress. The manual also labels this bird a nitpicker, but that contradicts the original game. Somehow, I'm not surprised by this. If you fail to solve a problem correctly, no harm is really done. You'll just pick up right where you left off if you had a certain majority correct. Once you solve 10, you'll be done with the exercise while racking up the points, but if you at any point have trouble, you'll be better off pushing this question mark to the keyhole, showing the correct solution.
You couldn't solve that? Apple doesn't fall very far from the tree.
You know what? I'm gonna hit select to reset because I don't want to do this anymore.
Oh, you listen here, buddy boy. When you're in my custody, you're gonna do what me and the NVGRA tell you to do. Now get your ass back to it.
It still doesn't change the fact that I'm absolutely done with this already. What I've gone through is how you play, but playing it was just abysmal. None of the game types were fun by any stretch of the imagination. All you do is solve problems in a long and dull way. There's no challenge, and not having the potential 2-player mode could add any excitement to this. I'll give Nintendo R&D 2 credit for attempting something like this, but I think Nintendo should stick to doing what they're known to do best, and that's doing almost everything else besides an educational title. There was no music credit that I could find, not that I blame the guy for not wanting to be credited in this, but you don't have to look far to figure out who it was. For you see, like the gameplay, the tunes are just lifted from the original and much better Donkey Kong Jr. NES game, so they were able to cut costs in that department. Wasn't expecting much anyway. Education titles sometimes don't get the best resources put into them, and it's no exception here.
Is this where you do this segment?
Yeah, now lay off me, will ya? Since we've gone over all the game modes and seeing this is also a black box game, There isn't any other extra content to go over. Nah.
You've had enough.
To nobody's surprise besides the one teacher that likes arcade games, Donkey Kong Jr. Math failed with critical and commercial audiences being labeled as having the worst release of any NES game. Because of that, Nintendo abandoned any additional entries in the Education series, and this game would pretty much fade into obscurity. At least when Nintendo kept it that way, as it somehow found its way onto a licensed multi-car with the original DK Jr., Animal Crossing, and the Wii and Wii U Virtual Console. This time I just have to ask, why? It didn't hurt DK Jr. or the DK series in the long run, as they would be revitalized in the mid-90s and beyond, and Nintendo never really shied away from educational games, trying a few different attempts with mixed success over the years.
Okay, so have I done enough to get the NVGRA off my back?
Yeah! We'll call it there. You've done a review.
About time. Well, you know where the door is.
Not so fast there, Blue Man. There's one tiny little detail I almost looked over. Yeah.
Now what?
You see, the NVGRA has this policy, that once you've reviewed the game chosen by the agent, you have to face him to further prove your worth. Yeah.
Oh, great! Let me guess. If I lose, you'll have control of my channel, right?
Not me personally there, Blue Boy, but the NVGRA will take control, and that can lead to many things, including termination. It's all good, Brian. All you have to do is beat me in Calculate A, and we'll leave you alone. For now.
But this is next to impossible!
Well, the proper term would be impractical.
Wait! If you're saying I have to go against you, I usually have a 50-50 chance of winning, but you're not a normal player when it comes to this game, so I have about a 25% chance at best of beating you. Taking your calculator into the mix, my chances go drastically down. Now, if I somehow had a calculator, I'd go up to 33.33% chance, while you still have 66.2/3 chance. Now, if I'm able to distract you in the next few rounds, I would have a 51% chance of beating you, while you would still have a 49% chance to flip this around. So adding 33% by 51, that gives me an 84% chance of beating you now. We take your 66% and minus that with 49, you have a 17% chance of beating me in Calculate A of Donkey Kong Jr. Math.
Are you sure about any of that?
No, but I know that I beat you just now.
What?
So, what is my rate to play?
You know, some people say Donkey Kong 3 was an abomination and a potential death note in the series. I beg to fucking differ then, and especially now after playing this. Donkey Kong Jr. Math is just awful, plain and simple. No modes are fun, the whole concept of this game is just not appealing at all. No one wants to solve math problems or put together equations, they'd rather play the actual arcade games the DK name is based on. The only thing this game has going for it is the novelty of it being a DK game, and an unknown one at that. It's become a collector's item today, but I urge you to not buy it unless you somehow have a crazy amount of spare cash lying about, or are one of those DK fans that need to own all the Donkey Kong games, even the terrible off-brand ones. If I learned anything from this game, it's that stubborn monkeys and math does not compute. That's it. That's all I have to say. Other than fuck this game.
To conclude, I give this game a play rate of never play.
But that's only my opinion. If you have your own thoughts, leave a comment. If you like what you see, leave a like. If you think others would enjoy this, share it around the web. And if you want to see more, subscribe. Anyway, this has been BrianTheBlue Game Reviews, Donkey Kong Jr. Math for the NES. Brian here saying thanks for watching my game review. You can find me elsewhere like on Co-op.com where me and my friends play through various games for you to see. We do Let's Plays and weekly shows, having fun and getting frustrated in the process. Subscribe today to see what we play next in the coming weeks. Plus, I'm a part of the Millennial X channel. Me and my arcade buddies also love our fair share of gaming, plus goofing around with video topics or each other when we can. We play games, hunt games, and soon review games, movies, and console generations. Change the channel and check us out when you're able. But don't forget, I have plenty of other content on this channel with original series like quick views, console reviews, AC reviews, and current calamities. From software to hardware, I provide any and all gaming reviews. Check out Jacobians further to see what I have to offer. That's all the promotion from me. Click the I to go watch either the previous or upcoming episodes of Game Reviews.
Hey, Brian, are we all good now?